Alright, in this video I want to show you how to install the MSYS2 developer environment, which we'll be using for RTEMS. The first step is to go to MSYS2.org in your web browser and download. I think most of you will be downloading the 64-bit installer because we want to install the 64-bit version of the environment. So that's this second button here, MSYS2-x86_64, and then with a current version number. So you click on that to download it. I've already previously downloaded it. There are instructions here, and I think for the most part I'll be typically just following the instructions. I've already downloaded the installer, into my downloads directory, so just double click on it to start the installer. Most of this we're just going to click through. Next, the default directory is fine. It's going to be in the root of my C drive, MSYS64. This will be the start menu, submenu where the icons will be located. And then it starts the install. I'm going to actually, I think, pause the video because this may take a few minutes, and then I will just restart after when we get to the next step. Alright, I'm back. The installation only took about 5 minutes, and then it says installation finished. Click on next. We'll go ahead and run the MSYS2 64-bit now. This opens up another window. The default font size is a little too small for my eyes, so you can adjust that. Let's see, text, is that text? And then I'm going to move up to 12-point font. Okay, save that. So that looks a little better. And so back in the installation instructions, it says when you get to this point, the first thing you want to do is do an update by typing in Pacman is the installer. So so type Pacman-SYU. This will do a core system update, and then the last thing is proceed with installation. The default option is yes, so I just hit enter, and then it's going to download and update the core system. One thing I wanted to point to here, it's done that. It says now terminate MSYS2 without returning to the shell and checking for updates again. So easy way to do this is just to click on the X, the close button in the upper right hand corner of the window, and we do want to close. Now I need to start the environment again, so I go to my start menu. This is actually won't appear on the video. Scroll down to the MSYS2 64-bit submenu, and I want to there's 3 icons here. I want to start up the MSYS2 MSYS window, and then I want to type that same argument again, Pacman-SYU to do an update. Now it's going to it's already done the core update. Now it's going to update the other installed packages with current versions. This is going to take a little longer, so once again I'm going to pause the video here and then return after this update completes. Okay, I'm back. The installation has finished, or the upgrade is finished. Again, that only took about 5 minutes. We need some additional tools to actually completely set up our RTEMS development environment. If you go on the course web page and click on installing software and look here in the instructions for installing MSYS2, you'll see that we need to install some additional tools. So I'm going to actually just cut and paste these into the window, terminal window. Didn't seem like it try it one more time. Copy back into the window. Shift insert seemed to work that time. So here's some additional tools. This includes, if you look at the list, it includes a C compiler. It also includes the C++ compiler. This version of the compiler will create Windows executables, so you can use it for just as a regular C compiler for creating Windows executables, and then some additional utilities, make, patch, tar, tech info, zip and unzip that we'll want from the command line. Again, I think this may take a few minutes, so once again I'll pause the video and then get back to you after this update completes. Okay, that finished. There are a couple of additional tools that I use. I like to use VI as a text editor for those of you who prefer Emacs in a Unix-like environment. It is not available, but again, here we're using it's really a mixed Unix-like environment on top of Windows, so you can alternatively use a standard Windows editor. Let me actually get ready to use a you'll want to use a text editor here. If you look now, my current working directory is actually /home/AR63. AR63 is my username under Windows. You know, this is fine. You can keep this this environment or this as your home directory. This will actually map to on Windows on my C drive. My MSYS2 directory. This C MSYS2 becomes my root directory or / directory in this MSYS environment. So if I want to use File Explorer to get to my home directory, I have to go C MSYS2 home and then /AR63 is my home directory. I prefer to actually use a home directory that's under my Windows home directory. It just makes it a little easier to navigate to from the File Explorer. The installation instructions document the change you need to make. If you want to make this change, I'll just use the Windows Program Editor to edit this file and make this change. So what you have to do is I'm using Programmer's Notepad. It's a text editor, but I need to, the file I want to change to, which in the MSYS environment is actually maps to /etc NSSwitch.conf, but in the Windows environment it's C /MSYS2 /etc, and then I got to look for NSSwitch.conf. There it is. And according to the instructions, I want to change this DB home value and stick something in front of it /h /MSYS2, and then save this file, close it. Now this change actually won't take effect until I open this environment again, so I'm going to actually close it and open up the environment again. So let me scroll down to on my start menu, MSYS2, passed it up, and open up this MSYS2 MS2 window again. If I do a pwd again, I'll see that now my home directory is actually here. I've actually already got a few directories created here. I've got an RTEMS directory and an EE458 directory. But I think this is all we need for to do development for RTEMS. the only setup we need to do for MSYS at this point. I think in the next video I'll show you how to install the mTools applications, which make it possible for us to actually copy files back and forth between Windows and the hard drive on our virtual machine. But that's it for this video.